Welcome to this CS50P weekly recap. In this video, we will go through week 2, which focuses on loops in Python. We will break down the main ideas in a simple way. We will understand how loops help us repeat actions in code. By the end, you should understand while loops, for loops, and dictionaries. In this week, the main topic is loops. Loops are used to repeat actions multiple times without rewriting code. There are two main types of loops in Python. The first type is the while loop. A while loop runs as long as a condition is true. It is useful when you do not know how many times you need to repeat something. The second type is the for loop. For loop is used to go through a sequence or repeat a fixed number of times. For loops can iterate through a list. This means you can go through each item one by one. For loops can also use range. Range allows you to repeat an action a specific number of times. This is useful when you know how many repetitions you need. Another useful idea is printing repeated output. You can multiply a string to repeat it multiple times. For example, you can print something several times in one line. You can also control new lines using the end parameter in print. Input validation is another important concept. Sometimes you need to make sure the user enters a valid value. You can use a while true loop for this. You ask for input inside the loop. You check if the input is valid. If it is valid, you break the loop. This keeps asking until correct input is given. This week also introduces dictionaries. A dictionary stores data in key value pairs. Each key is linked to a value. You can access data using the key instead of an index. For example, you can store a student name and their house. Then you can retrieve the house using the student name. The problem set this week focused on loops and repetition. You practiced writing while loops and for loops. You worked with range to repeat actions. You solved input validation problems using loops. You also used loops to print patterns and repeated output. Some exercises included using dictionaries to store and access data. The goal is to become comfortable with repetition in Python. The key takeaways are simple. Loops help automate repeated tasks. While loops are used when repetition depends on a condition. For loops are used when working with sequences or fixed counts. Input validation with loops is a very common pattern. Dictionaries help organize and retrieve data using keys. In summary, week 2 builds an important foundation in Python. It helps you write cleaner and more efficient code using loops. It also introduces basic structured data using dictionaries. Thanks for watching. Keep practicing the exercises to strengthen your understanding of loops.